Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are tuning in to the Brahma Viharas, loving kindness for the stranger. I know you're excited, I am too. So actually, I really love these practices. I'm not just joking when I say that. So this will be primarily a guided meditation episode. I gave the full introduction to this stage of loving kindness practice on the previous episode, which was entitled Desire, Friend or Foe. In that episode, the last 10 or 12 minutes or so, I go in and give the full introduction on loving kindness for the stranger. So I won't do all of that today. If you want to go back and peruse that episode on the video, it's on my YouTube. It's also here on Facebook. If you scroll down, you can see it there. And after this episode, I will be doing a commentary on loving kindness for the stranger. So again, I won't be doing much talking today, just really doing the guided meditation. I'll ring the bell, guide us into the present moment through the present moment experience of sound, and then the body, and then the breath. So we'll spend maybe 6 minutes, 7 minutes getting into the present moment. And then we'll spend maybe 12 minutes or so with the phrases of loving kindness, 12 to 15 minutes. Now, the first round of the loving kindness phrases, they're called metta phrases, we offer those phrases to our own heart. And after each phrase, we'll spend about 15 or 20 seconds just experiencing what each phrase feels like, in our heart. What comes up for us when we bring that gift of loving kindness to our own heart. There might be an opening, there might be a resistance, there might be a neutral feeling, not much feeling at all. There's not any wrong or right to that. It's just what we're experiencing. And so after we spend a few minutes bringing the loving kindness phrases to ourself, to our own heart, we'll spend another 12 to 15 minutes sending the phrases out to somebody we don't know. And this is done through a visualization, so take a few minutes, or a few moments rather, as we get started, to try to think of a stranger, somebody you might have seen at the grocery store, or somebody you might have seen from 2 meters away, walking down the sidewalk in the park. Or if you're really practicing your social distancing like I am, I haven't seen a stranger in probably a month. So for me, maybe turning on the television or a program on YouTube or Netflix and just picking one of the characters there. As long as there's no feeling of attraction or aversion towards that individual, that is an appropriate person for this stage of loving kindness practice. So that would work. Now, just briefly, why do we do loving kindness practice for people we don't know? Well, the idea here is that we are starting to widen our circle of care. And this is one of the reasons why this stage of the practice is actually rather challenging. Because we're not accustomed to feeling loving kindness towards people we don't know. It's unusual for us as human beings. We typically and habitually draw a line between self and other. And everything that falls on the line of self, or behind the line of self, whatever we consider to be ours, our family, our friends, our political party, our ideology, our religion, the people who fall in that category or in those categories on this side of that line that we drew, it's easier for us to extend loving kindness to those people. Now here we're actually trying to bend that rather arbitrary line that line that is, in the end, just an illusion. And we try to bend that line and see beyond that line by sending care, sending compassion, sending loving kindness over that line to people who we normally consider other. And the more we do that, the more we practice that, the more we exercise that capability, the more that line starts to blur, break down, melt, and dissolve. And before too long, might take a week of practice, a month of practice, a year of practice, 10 years of practice, a lifetime of practice. Doesn't matter how long, but eventually the line doesn't exist anymore. And it's all we, like that. And so it starts here. That benefit of loving kindness practice begins with this stage, loving kindness for the stranger. So while I was rapping there, I hope you all were able to envision or visualize or imagine somebody whom you have no feelings of attraction or aversion towards. I have mine in my mind. And so I'll ring the bell, guide us into silence. We'll offer loving kindness to this person, neutral person, I guess is a good phrase for it. Then we'll come back to the present moment and finish up. Okay. I've spoken enough. I hope you all enjoy loving kindness for the stranger. So allowing the body, mind, and heart to rest. And just coming into this present moment experience. And I'm going to ring the sound of the bell. Rest your awareness on the sound of the bell. Allow the decay of the bell to guide your awareness into silence. And as you rest in the silence of the present moment, you might also notice sounds arising out of that silence and returning back to that silent space. And I'll ring the sound of the bell again. Allow the decay of the bell to guide your thinking mind into silence. Allow the thoughts to fade as the bell fades. And allow your awareness to expand out through the silence of the present moment, noticing the sounds which are arising. And so resting there with the sounds and silence. And while resting with the sound and silence of the present moment, Bringing attention to the sensations of the feet against the floor or the mat. Noticing the sensations of clothing against the legs. You might notice the weight of the body against the chair or cushion, mat or floor. Noticing the sensations of clothing against the back. You might also notice the sensations of hands resting against the body or touching each other. The weight of the arms resting against the body. Sensations of clothing against the shoulders. There might also be sensations arising from the back of the neck, the sides of the neck. Sensations arising from the back of the head and the ears. Noticing any sensations arising from the face, including the lips and the nose, the eyes and the forehead. Noticing any sensations arising from the top of the head. And while resting there, with the silence and sound, sensations arising throughout the body, bringing attention to the breath as it enters and leaves the nose. Noticing the breath as it touches the back of the throat. Noticing the rib cage expanding and contracting with each breath. There might be sensations of clothing moving to adjust with the rising and falling of the shoulders, chest, and abdomen as you inhale and exhale. Noticing the back moving out as you breathe in as you breathe out. Noticing the shoulders rising and falling with each breath. And so we'll rest right there just for a few moments. Resting in this present moment experience, the sound and silence, sensations of the body and breath, and just rest. Breathing in and breathing out. And now, while resting in this present moment, we'll begin offering these very precious phrases of loving kindness to our own heart, as if we were bringing our heart the most precious, rare gift. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live a life of peace without struggle. May I open to things just as they are. May I experience the world opening to me just as I am. May I welcome whatever arises. And now, while breathing in and breathing out, allow a visualization to arise in your mind's eye of a neutral person, somebody for whom there's no attraction or aversion towards. Most likely a stranger, could be somebody you've met just once or twice. If visualization is difficult, you might just get a feel for this person's presence, perhaps. And we'll begin offering these very precious phrases of loving kindness to our stranger, our neutral person's heart, as if we were offering them the most precious, rare gift. And after each phrase, we'll spend about a minute visualizing what their life would look or feel like if each phrase was completely reflective of their life's circumstance. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of peace without struggle. May you open to things just as they are. May you experience the world opening to you just as you are. May you welcome whatever arises. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live a life of peace without struggle. May you open to things just as they are. May you experience the world opening to you just as you are. May you welcome whatever arises. And breathing in and breathing out. Allowing any visualizations left in the mind's eye to dissolve. You can let those fade back into the open, spacious awareness from which they came. Bringing attention and awareness to the sounds of the present moment. Just listening to the soundtrack of this present moment, the birds or the crickets, geckos or traffic outside. You might hear the breeze in the trees or perhaps a conversation nearby. Just rest. Listen to the present moment. Noticing the silent space which surrounds each sound. And while resting there with the sounds and silence, bringing attention to the sensations arising from the feet against the mat or the floor. Sensations of clothing against the legs. The weight of the body against the cushion, chair, mat, or floor. There might be sensations of clothing against the back. You might notice the hands resting against the body or touching each other. The arms resting against the body. Sensations of clothing against the shoulders. You might also notice sensations arising from the back of the neck, the sides of the neck. Sensations arising from the back of the head and the ears. Noticing any sensations arising from the face, including the lips and the nose, the eyes and the forehead. Noticing any sensations arising from the crown of the head. And while resting there with the sounds and silence, the sensations of the body, bringing attention to the breath as it enters and leaves the nose. Noticing the breath as it touches the back of the throat. Noticing the rib cage expanding and contracting with each breath, the rising and falling of the abdomen as you inhale and exhale. You might notice the back moving out as you breathe in as you breathe out. Noticing the shoulders rising and falling with each breath. And so we'll rest right there for a few moments, resting with the sounds and silence, sensations of body and breath, and just rest, breathing in and breathing out. Thank you for joining me for this practice, loving kindness for the stranger or for the neutral people. Very, very helpful practice, particularly in this world climate. We can turn on the news and so easily numb out just another number, just another statistic. With a practice like this, we take those numbers and make them into human beings. We see the human behind the number. We offer these very precious gifts of loving kindness, of the warmth in our own body, mind, and heart. We offer it freely without any strings attached to all of those beings that we don't know. So with that, I think I'll close. Tomorrow will be another Q&A session. So if there are any questions about loving kindness practice or about anything, I'll try my best to answer those. I've already gotten a couple of questions that I am going to address tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. And then also giving an introduction to the fourth stage of this loving kindness practice, loving kindness for the perceived enemy. Okay, so if you can, practice your social distancing. Be aware, 6 feet apart or 2 meters. I like 3 meters. That gives an extra meter. Actually, I haven't left my home in months. So I have a lot of meters here, which is good. When I do, and if I do go out, I always wear a mask. Wear your masks. Seems to be helping. Sanitizing hands, always good. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean. Keep your immune system up. And we'll get through this together. Thank you so much for joining me. See you all tomorrow.